GM everyone. So myself Vivek Pal. I am a founder at SastraOS. So basically we are building a decentralized computation infrastructure on the top of IPFS. So I also contribute a lot to open source and like I have done some contribution in Genome Foundation and all. So yeah, today I will be talking about the role of Web3 in building a decentralized infrastructure. So like today's topic will be the rise of decentralization, how centralization fails, their limitations, and how decentralizations came into the picture. Like we will talk about IPFS and how it actually works, how they how how we upload files to the IPFS and retrieve them. Yep. So the illusion of control. So like in previous 2 or 3 decades, we are like facing several data breaches and all. Like we are surrounded by these typical social networks, including Facebook, Meta, and all. So yeah. So so like centralizations fail at their single points of failure. Like they have a single server running at the backend, and if it fails, the whole network shuts down. There are several kinds of like downsides we have seen in the past, even it's Twitter or Facebook or anything else. So yeah, also the limited control and ownership. We don't have control over our data. If someone wants, he will delete, and so he can also like delete our whole data over the platform. So yeah, and also the lack of privacy. So like there was a huge a Yahoo attack, a Yahoo data breach in 2013. It was like about over 2 billion accounts were affected from that attack. So including like mail, passwords, even encrypted passwords were attacked by that kind of attack. So yeah, then what's the solution? Welcome to Web3. Like I am kind of a fan of force and open source communities over there. I have seen lot of projects, even like Firefox, Mozilla's some absolutely damn product coming out there. So why I was like, why I am fan of Linux, why I am building the Linux distro. It's all about privacy, it's all about security, and it's all about like users' data. Like open source products always cares users' data. So I have seen the Web3 giving those things in the rapid product way. So, yep. So, we have 3 main visions and principles, including decentralization, security, and the ownership. So, but also we have some of common limitations out there, like including storage solutions and file retrieval. File uploading is not much that kind of hectic, but retrieving them from the node is kind of hectic. So yeah, and also compute infrastructure. We almost like all chains are relying on those centralized infrastructure, including Azure or like AWS and all. But like so let's talk about decentralized storage. So while like looking towards the storage solutions at this Web3, we have some cool solutions out there. So like IPFS, we have all heard of it, using it as storing NFTs and all, like NFT.storage is there and all other applications are there. Arweave also like came up with a perpetual storage solution. And yeah, BitTorrent we all have used from past decade, and SIA is you can say it's just a cloud storage solution over there. But today I am going to talk about computation infrastructure like AWS Lambda. So yeah, talk about IPFS. So it's the overview of centralized network, decentralized network, and distributed network. You can see in centralized, it only have one node over there. That's a server connected with all devices. And in decentralized network, we have a typical node connected with other several devices over there. Like we have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum. It's kind of the same network out there. And distributed network, so in distributed network, you have your own node. Like you can, in distributed network, local is first. So like if you want to retrieve data, it will first retrieve on your local computer or else from the closest CDN near you. So it previously like internet was working as location based. Like we have www.domainname.com, right? So all the internet was working with a particular naming system. It was a location based system. But in IPFS we have the content based system. So the particular file is determined by its content, not the location. So it like increases a lot in security and also in privacy. Let's talk about beyond storage, decentralized computation. So when we're talking about decentralized computation, so it generally means like we have a several nodes running. They can compute your smart contracts or some programs out there. So like previously we are having Ethereum EVM nodes running there, but it only can execute a smart contract. But what if a node can store your large amount of data? So bringing computation to IPFS. IPFS is like a huge amount of storage that you can get at the cheapest cost out there, and also it's more reliable, more secured, as I have shown before you. Like it's based on content, not the location. So it's a better solution to have computation over IPFS node. So let's introduce IPVM. Like I have been learning about IPVM from past 2 or 3 months, and like it is being developed by Fission Codes. So Fission Codes is a working group of IPVM. IPVM is an interplanetary virtual machine. So basically, we are building WASM machine on the top of IPFS network. So it's open, decentralized, and yeah, local first. So as I said that these IPFS type networks, these distributed networks are always always these networks first they retrieve file from the local or the near CDN as possible. So yeah, with as you can see, have you ever? How many of you have heard of WASM, WebAssembly? Yeah. So WebAssembly is a binary interface that can run in your browser, but with it also have a system interface. So WebAssembly system interface is kind of a virtual machine that can run the binary instruction outside of your browser, and that gives the perfect like solution to IPVM to run outside of the browsers, and like you can easily run your IPFS nodes and compute the data over there. So yeah, a good alternative of IPVM will be AWS Lambda. So like IPVM, you can say it's a serverless model where you just need to have your decentralized applications and just deploy it on IPVM. So, but AWS Lambda, as we all know, like it's controlled by Amazon, and Amazon, it is just a centralized. It's a centralized company. It has your all data, and if like ever it like it can ever delete your data, it can like it's just centralized. So we we have the opportunity to replace AWS Lambda with this open protocols and nodes. So what IPVM isn't? IPVM isn't the replacement for IPFS internals. Like IPFS has IPFS WASM, which also compute data over IPFS. So it is not the replacement of that. Also, like it's not the language at all for distributed applications, and also it's also not the WASI system, WASM interface. It's not the WASI. It uses WASI at the backend. So also it's not a blockchain. So it's a distributed network which can compute your data with more secure and private way. So yeah, putting it all together, just like have IPFS and your IPVM, then you came here Sastra OS. So I'm building Sastra OS. Basically what Sastra OS does is it runs on the IPVM. So we have a full infrastructure like comparable to AWS, where you running Ubuntu server over there. Instead of, you can easily run IPVM and Sastra OS over there and deploy your decentralized applications. So Sastra OS also have a workstation. If you like want to install on your system, you will be able to install on your system. Like we are also releasing alpha version soon. So yeah, thank you. And if you want to just get these slides and resources, you can scan this QR code and get from there. Yep. Thanks. So like basically I told you before, like IPVM is running on the top of IPFS. So like basically we have several nodes. Like it also like have these like it always retrieves file by viewing their content, not the location. So it itself make it more secure and more privacy focused. And also like how IPFS usually works is like it breaks down the several files to other nodes and then retrieve them by using CID. So basically we are leveraging all IPFS technologies into a WebAssembly system interface computation. So it itself becomes a more secure and reliable way.
Thank you, Vivek, for a nice explanation.
Yeah, thanks all. Yeah,
Okay, so does anybody else have?
Yeah, anyone have any questions about? Yeah, you can.
So you said you are building Shastra OS. So are you building it from scratch, or are you or have you forked any other existing operating system?
So like I am building it on Arch Linux infrastructure. So basically Arch Linux is more, you can say it's more lightweight, and it have a better package management system that I can easily convert into a decentralized package management system. So that's why I have taken Arch Linux.
What do you mean by decentralized package manager? For example, I use NPM, I use any other package managers.
So basically NPM is a package manager for your node.
Yeah.
That Node.js you run out there. So that kind of package management you can think of Linux, like you have used Aptitude also in Ubuntu.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Same package management you can take to IPFS. So okay, so like what I am building is like we have taken all the packages from existing distros and compiled them to IPFS using IPVM, and that's how I am building that decentralized package management. Yeah.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else has any question? Okay, so it's a wrap. Thank you so much, Vivek Pal, for such an insightful session.